the first time we actually met, she came over to my house up in Huntington with one of my buddies that was living with me at the time.
I was hanging out with one of his friends. I had a total crush on one of his friends, Scott, and went over to his house, and he had a girlfriend, and we were just totally friends. About 2 years later, Courtney, my best friend, had kind of made a comment like, Kyle Harper's such a good dude, like you should totally date somebody like that.
I had just been newly single, and she was too, and we went to Courtney's birthday.
He walked in super late, and I had obviously had a few glasses of wine, and I yelled, "You're finally here!" I don't think that he had any idea that what he was walking into at that birthday party.
It was weird to me that she was so attracted to me right away.
Right when he walked into the party, he sat down, and I sat on his lap.
That kind of helped me, have a little confidence at least.
I actually ended up kissing him that night in front of everybody, which is so much more embarrassing. It was like the story kept getting worse, but it ended up working in my favor.
She had been drinking a little, and so had I, so, it's just one of those things. That's how some people meet sometimes, randomly like that, and it is what it is.
We love just playing in the sun, so we always will get on our bikes and go down to the water, and go get a bowl and lay on the beach.
We always say, hey, we're gonna do this at night. We're gonna go on a date and stuff, and then a lot of times we end up ordering out and staying here and watching a movie, hanging out with Scooter.
We have our shows, so our night times are kind of sweet too.
I've gotten really into The Bachelor lately. I don't really like this season. Ari's not my favorite. What I love most about Bree is probably just her kindness and caring, and she's always there for you and always willing to talk through stuff. I'm not the most talkative person at time and sharing my feelings.
My pet peeve is when he doesn't tell me about his feelings, because he doesn't like, obviously, stirring the pot ever.
My biggest pet peeve with Bree is probably when I first met her, she was very messy. But the tides have turned, definitely, so maybe people do change at a later age.
He's got like such a servant's heart. He's very, I'm gonna cry. He's like the sweetest person I've ever met. He like never walks in empty-handed. He's always so giving to other people. He's the first one, if somebody says they need something, he's the first one up to go grab it. There's a lot that I love about him, but probably just, his generosity and his love for other people, I think.
Just that she's always putting herself out there before other people, Probably the wedding planning is like the number one thing, for somebody to do that and kind of take a back seat and just always there for somebody and leaning on them. I think that's like the number one thing that shows me that. And I've seen her do a couple weddings, and I can never go through that stress, but she's always on cue and always staying on point, and that's really cool. When did I know Brianna was the one? Pretty early on, I think.
Every time he would say something that was at all like negative, I would always say out loud and in my head, I would say, I could never marry somebody like you.
Because I knew she really liked me, and that's probably why she was saying it, just to kind of put up a defense,
I would tell my best friend, like, I could never marry him. She's like, you watch, because he's the one that you're saying this about, you're gonna be with him forever.
Coming from a sports background, I like a little challenge, so I think that was kind of drew me to her too, that she was kind of pushing me off.
So Kyle proposed in Lake Shasta, which is a spot that he goes every year with his family.
It's something that, like, my family's huge. It's our trip, with my grandpa. And I hate that they're not there, but that we get to share it together, and that is just cool. So we went out there, and I don't think she had any clue.
The whole trip, nobody could make eye contact with me. And I like was worried that they didn't like me. And I was like, I feel so close with this family. I'm like, why is nobody talking to me?
We were supposed to go pick up my mom's friend at the dock, so we had a long boat ride ahead of us. But then we got out in a cove, the sun was going down.
And the boat just comes to like a halt, and you just like, all the water, you just hear it like whoosh. And I knew right away.
It was just a perfect moment, so kind of just stumbled onto one knee and said it, and yeah, she just started bawling.
I'll never forget, I was like covering my face, I was like, are you serious? And then I like opened my eyes, I was like, does my dad know? And then I covered my face again, he's like, yeah. And then I covered my face again, and I was like, does Courtney know?
I think it was awesome, just intimate, just us two. Yeah, it'd be cool to have a picture of me on my knee doing that, but we can reenact that anytime, so.
I always thought my whole life I wanted it to be documented in photos and videos and all of that. And because it wasn't, it's almost like more sacred to me. Like nobody really knows what happened there, but we do. And I wouldn't have changed it for anything. So I'm very happy about that.
This is the last time I saw Brie.
I don't know if I could say that without crying.
I'd be so at a loss for words.
There you go. That he is the most special person to me that I've ever met. And that he's loved, and that our time together is the greatest time of my life. And
just that I love you so much and just can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. No, it's hard to even think about.
Yeah, that he's super special to me, and that our time together it means everything to me, and I wouldn't change my life for anything. And where I'm at is where I couldn't even imagine my life without him, and it's everything I've ever dreamt up. So yeah, I guess I just want him to know that I love him a lot.
Yeah, that's it. I love you. And a hug. That's it.
Dang, that's like the heaviest question, guys. You're just like, I'm gonna drop this one.